Okay, hey everybody, this is Judy Jam. It's July 25th. We've got some speakers, we've got some comics, and we're going to work it all out and figure out material. So we're going to get some private coaching today. All right, we're going to start with John. And now, John, you have sent me a document. I have it right here. And let's spend some time on this. All right, so I'm going to make this, I think, a little bit bigger so we can all see it. All right. All right, preventing personal and financial disasters, lessons learned from an air crash investigator. Wow, I love it. Annabelle, what do you think about that? Do you like that? Let's Annabelle, are you there? Did Annabelle leave the room?
No, she's muted.
Oh, unmute yourself. There you go. Yeah, remember he's, it was talking about airline crashes and people can't relate because it was a little too technical, but do you like this?
Yes, I feel it's more, it is personal. It says that. So.
Preventing personal and financial disasters, lessons learned from air crash. I love that. Have you ever looked back on a disaster in your life and wonder, why didn't I see that coming? How did I didn't see this, my spouse was going to leave, right? Why did I see that this was a bad financial bet? Bernie Madoff seems so nice. Nice, right? The consequence of our choices can crash lives financially and emotionally and bring our happiness to a screeching halt. No parachute to bail us out because we can no longer afford one.
I like that.
You know, I'm an expert in disaster avoidance and cleanup. For more than 40 years, I've been an attorney defending pilots, mechanics, and insurers after an aircraft. Okay, I'm an expert in disaster avoidance and cleanup. For more than 40 years. Hi, Newsy. Okay, wait a second. For more than 40 years, I have been I've been an attorney. Now, this doesn't relate. Attorney who was the one who investigated why an airline,
an aircraft rather than an airline. Most of it's
an aircraft crashed and who was to blame, right?
Yeah.
And I had to write reports on how it could be prevented, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
what? Yes. Okay.
Good. You can determine who was responsible, so we could either settle it or take it.
Yeah, but again, we're not talking to people in the industry, so we don't have to, and
Okay.
how it could be found.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. I figure how it could have been prevented.
I clean up messes. Matter of fact, okay, good. One of my Judy Jam, because I cleaned up their because I cleaned up their mess. Because I clean up their messes. Don't care where. Clean up their messes, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
To help you avoid disaster before it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's causes. Always right. Make a mistake such as that. Digging deeper. I often found, okay, there's often one overriding cause, and it's always surprising that normal people, such a mistake with such deadly consequences. Digging deeper, I often found that there were other factors which led to these mistakes. Digging deeper, I often found that there were other factors. There were other let's not talk about them right now. Psychological, I did not spell that right. Okay, psychological factors which led to these deadly mistakes. Okay. All right. If the pilot had just gotten sleep, right? If the blah blah wasn't in such a hurry, if blah blah,
was not.
Didn't party the night before, lives would have been saved, right?
Okay.
I think that's a little more power. In looking over these cases, I discovered that the lessons learned from these can be applied in a non-aviation context to avoid personal and business disaster. Flashing, this might be a bumpy ride that just might save your life. All right, John, this is not good. It's great. Okay? And did you get my thing that there's some TED Talks being cast now? And
yeah,
this is all you have to do. You have to do a 1-minute presentation. This is written. This is a TEDx talk, if I ever heard one. You're totally qualified for it.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of attorney are you? What do they call you? What kind of attorney?
Well, I tell people my tagline is that I do aviation transactions and lawsuits. If the machinist wins, I can do the transaction. If it has
aviation attorney sounds good. Okay. Basically, I clean up messes.
So I guess it's a very special niche.
Okay. Okay, this is great. This is really good. So this is your TED Talk, and you don't even need this until you get your talk. You've got it. You've got it. This is it. Okay?
Got it.
I'm so proud of you. This is so awesome. You stuck with it. I mean, anybody have any comment about this or anything? I just feel it's so interesting. It's so strong. Nobody's ever done anything like this before. You will get into a TED Talk right away.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to, and then, so do you have a list of TED Talks, or can you do some research? So your job for next week, I'll just put here.
Okay.
Your job for next time is to find and submit to TEDx's. Okay? They all have due dates. And so let me save this. I'm going to save this and then and send this back to you. Just shoot me an email, say, hey, Judy, send me that paper. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Oh, good. Okay, hey, Lori, good to see you. Really good to see you. This is Sean. And who is Newsy?
She put in the chat box that was Risa, I think. Risa Wolf.
Risa?
I think that's what she typed in.
Yeah,
Newsy is
yeah.
Risa Wolf.
Risa? Risa,
Yes.
what's your last name?
Risa Wolf. I was on last week or the week before.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't know Newsy. So now you're Risa Wolf. I got you there.
It's actually my anonymous thing that for some reason went on. So,
Oops, no longer anonymous.
yeah.
Okay, so Sean, how are you doing with your list? You working on it?
Hold on, I'm a bad counter. I have 5 of each.
Already?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll come back to you, okay? Because I also want to come back to Annabelle, but I want to get everybody going here. Okay, so Lori, you sent me something, didn't you? And
I did.
And I have it right here. And let's just go to it right now. By the way, Karen is not here, but Karen did a gig, and apparently she killed, and they asked her to do another gig.
So
yeah, so isn't that great? So I'm really excited for her, and especially that she's been procrastinating. I can't tell you how long she's been in this program, but I just think if you just hang in there and keep on going, you know, because that's what I've seen with all of you. You just keep on going, you keep on coming back, and you're getting places. So, Lori, I seem to have the wheel of death here. This is a Word doc. Oh boy. You know what? I think I have to. Something is bad with Word. Can you give me 1 second? And I'm just going to close my. I have to do a force quit. Let me just see. Unless you want to just. Boy, I am having some problems with my computer. 1 second. Force quit. Microsoft Word. I have to close it and reopen it. Oh boy. Force quit. All right. And reopen it. So while we're waiting for Word to reopen, Sean, why don't you give me restart? Okay. Why don't you give me what you have? Sean is writing comedy material on unemployment. So go ahead. What's hard about being unemployed? Go ahead.
5 things that I thought of were sometimes they require, like, you got to submit a resume, but then the application is this long process online where you got to copy and paste the same thing, and sometimes the formatting, and then, do you get what I'm saying? It's this huge waste of time. And,
okay,
yeah.
hold it 1 second. 1 second. This is what I want you to do. You know, it's really hard. Bam, and give it to me in a sentence. It's like I want to really feel what's hard about it, because right now I'm not going, well, it's really hard to copy and paste because you have to do this and you have to do that, and then that's what you have to do. But what is particularly hard about it, right? So I want you to get very specific about what is hard, right? Does that make sense?
So
just
like,
get really specific. Go ahead and use the word.
Hard because you spend all this time crafting a resume and you write down all the pertinent information. Then you get to the application. Now you got to have an entire page where it's your first name. You got to type it in. Last name, type it in. Now a new page. You got to wait for that to load. Now you got to put your address. You got to hit enter. Wait for the next page to load. Now you got to put your phone number. Now you got to, and now it's got to be your pet cat's name. And then you got to go to the next page, the next page.
And then they come to the big question: do you know how to type? Let's see. Okay. This is what I need in it. Look over what you've written and rewrite it to go. And that's hard because. get to the specific thing that's hard about it, okay? The word because has to be there. And that's hard because. Does that make sense? Because there's a big difference between you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do that. And that's hard because. Like, get to really what is really hard about it, okay? Does that make sense? Is it hard because they're asking you to do menial labor and the job is for something more sophisticated? Is it hard because, you know, like what is the reason why it's hard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Judy, would it be something like because you have to cut and paste your resume into little boxes?
But what, and that's hard because, why is that one of the hardest things in the world for you? Okay?
Well, maybe because like they say you got to apply to like 100 jobs to get one chance at an interview, and like, you know, it should take about 5 minutes if you crafted a resume, but now it's taking you 30 minutes for one job, and you know, it's
right. Do you know what's weird? Then let's change it to weird. Do you know what's weird about applying for a job? Applying for a job is a job. I have been working 200 hours for no money because it's applying for a job. What's weird is applying for a job is like work. You know, and the only thing you get good at is applying for a job. That would be like in the interview. And then we want to take it to an act out. So we have to figure out what is the scene that we're headed towards. Well, tell me, what work have you done? Applying for this job, you know, like,
right.
So we want to take it to what is the scene that you're going to do. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so keep going. We'll come back to you. Okay, Lori, I think this has all come back.
Oh, yes.
By the way, I just want to share with you all something so then I can close it. Ed Babcock, he's not here today, but he put together this entire one sheet. And you know he's been trying really hard. Isn't that awesome? Mm-hmm. Like, he just got a template and he put this all together. And so I'm just super impressed, right? This is like the rough of it, but pretty awesome. All right, so now, Lori, let me get to you. Lori, did you give me a, oh gosh. Did you give me this in a Word document, right?
Yes. And that's what you had up on the screen initially.
I know. It's just everything crashed and I have to find it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Lori, what's your email, please? Lori.
I might have used, did I use Lori P. Ayers maybe?
Lori Laughlin. Here's what I promised you.
Wow.
All right, here, let me just share. No.
It was, this line was dated like Judy Jam
7-Urie. Lori, got it. Okay, no worries.
Judy, can you email me that website? I'd like to make just a couple of minor changes to suggest to him.
Okay, will do, but I just am doing too much right now. Let me just try and focus here. Just 1 second. Okay, it's opening. Give me a second. It is opening. Come on. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, Lori, I have it, and it's working.
Yes.
All right. So what we are looking on okay, do you want to just talk to me about it, right? Okay. So you know how independent direct sale consultant, okay, have this problem. Just read it to me.
All right. So you know how direct sales consultants have this problem. They start out so excited. They tell everyone about their new business. They do an unboxing video. They do their starter kit, even make a few sales to mom and friends. But then before UPS even delivers their first party order, they have buyer's remorse because people aren't lining up to throw money at them and buy their candles. Some even quit before they get started because they insist that they've asked everyone they know and they've made their list of 100 and no one wants to have a party. They give up because they're in the NFL, no friends and family left. They don't even try to branch out to the warm market to find others who might be interested in joining hosting.
Okay, I want to can make a couple changes to this.
Absolutely.
You know how direct marketers have this problem? They start so excited, right? They start out so excited. Okay, act out. Change all of this to an act out. So do the act out.
Like right here, you mean you're saying, so they start so excited, they're just telling everybody about their business?
Watch me go. You know how they have this problem? Okay, they have this problem. Is that, what is the basic problem? Is that they can't, what is the problem? Sustain, you know,
it's easy to get to sign up, but then they don't do anything.
Is that they can't sustain the enthusiasm, or what's the problem? They can't sustain the enthusiasm of new recruits, right? Is that it?
Well, it sounds a whole lot more fun before they ever get started. I mean, once they find out that they're
but you're describing. Well, let me show you. They can't sustain the enthusiasm. New recruit. They start off going, "I'm so pumped! I can't wait! I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to go home. I'm going to work. I've failed my whole life at everything, but this, man, I am so committed to this." Right? So you want to do it as an act out because it's flat right now, right? It's just kind of your description. So you want to pump it up, you know? So I'm so excited. And then 2 weeks later is like, yeah, I'm trying to get to blah, blah, blah on the video game, right? I'm trying to, yeah. You know, or then a week later you call them and they go, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I couldn't get a sale, or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but you want to do it as act outs of the people. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
So it's really short and clipped, you know? It's like you're going like, what happened? And they go, well, I ran out of family and friends.
Yeah.
Right? So does that make sense how you do it?
Yes.
And then
the
directors lose their mojo, right? Because they start up going, oh man, this is great. We spent a lot of money on this recruitment. We got all these people. This is awesome. And then a month later, it's like, we got to do it all again. It's like, oh no.
Yep.
Oh no, what happened? Why can't we sustain the enthusiasm people come in with, right?
Exactly.
How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Yeah, so
that's exactly what I'm going for.
Yeah, it's all act out. So it's like they do this and they have this and they do this and they have that. Just do it like really like you'll watch this video and you'll be able to get it from that, okay? Okay, great. All right. And so you're speaking on resilience. So, you know, so what happened? They weren't resilient. They give up. They quit. So how do we keep, you know, everybody excited and keep them in the game? Well, guess what? I'm here to help you because I speak on resilience. I have done direct sales for 31 years, building and rebuilding business, achieving the highest leadership rank possible, as well as my personal experience rebuilding my own life after I was betrayed for and gambled my entire life. Say, all right, okay, we're going to keep this at the end. But I love this. Okay. Right? Okay. All right. Highest rank possible. And I offer a proven strategy for sales consultants to embrace mistakes and and leadership rank. The problem is I would put it thin. The problem is as soon as somebody fails in even the smallest way, they give up. Okay, right? Isn't that what you're saying here?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Too hard. I said no, so I quit.
And I quit. Great. You're doing act outs, Lori. It's fantastic. You're doing act outs. So I quit. Well, I am going to train them and I think you need a name of this, Lori. I'm going to train them in failure resilience or in overcoming challenges or mindset for staying in the game or something. Lori's 5-step strategy for. I think you need to name what your strategy is.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like give it a brand name. So proven strategy is a little weak. Give me the name of the strategy and make it up. It's yours. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So brand yourself and this strategy, and then that'll become the name of your book. Okay. And your and your sales member will walk away as leaders. You know, being able to get, you know, being able to self-motivate themselves, right? I think self-motivate is a really good thing. By developing a mindset, that success includes failing, rather than the disaster mentality. And the results are an unstoppable sales force. Okay, so rewrite that to be a little stronger. And I'm going to do this by a actual laugh out loud sales training, because I'm a former stand-up comic. And I'm also going to relay my content by sharing my own personal experience rebuilding my life after my entire life. I would say I would not end this on a disaster, Lori. I would end this on, you say a person rebuilding my life. I would put the rebuilding. As in my personal life, where I was betrayed by a friend who gambled my entire life savings and college funds away to become a world-class speaker. Like, in other words, end like on your success. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't want to go, and they did this without my permission. Now I really need a job. You don't want to do it. You want to do it like, I know about overcoming disaster because I overcame a disaster where somebody gambled my entire life savings and, you know, left me penniless. And I used these strategies to rebuild my life. And they work. And I can't wait to show it to your sales team. How about, you know, setting up a time we can talk? Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Fantastic. All right.
And then at the very top, I threw out a couple of different speech titles. I didn't know if you liked any of
I
those.
can't get up. Too negative.
Mhm.
We have to have, like, I found I can't get up. I'm too old. The stronger the wind, the stronger the trees.
That's kind of cliche though.
Well, what doesn't kill me makes me want to eat it. No, none of these work for me.
Okay.
I want to have, you can have a title that goes resiliency, you know, that's not even spelled right.
That's all right.
I don't know. You have to come up. What is your 5-step strategy for, I don't know. See what other people, have you done any research on what other people do for this?
Yeah, and they seemed really boring. It was like how to be a resilient person, how to overcome adversity. I mean, it was just kind of.
Yeah. Getting past. Well, you gotta. I don't know. Let me see what you do when you rewrite this with the act outs, and I think it'll come out of that. Okay.
Okay.
But I don't know what it is. But I do know you can't use crap in a sentence. Want to eat a 6-layer chocolate cake. I don't understand that. I mean, I'm just saying, as a meeting planner, to go like, there's going to be cake. Is this cooking? And I don't understand. The stronger the wind, the stronger the trees. I like the idea behind that. I've fallen, I can't get up is an old reference, and it's it's a commercial that used to be on TV that isn't anymore. And
even though that was can't and this is can, it's still not working.
Well, what?
Because the reference, the old commercial was in I can't get up.
Oh, I've fallen and I can get up. I'm sorry, I read it the other way.
Yeah, but if you did, then other people may too.
I can get up. I don't know. It sounds sexual.
All right.
Get it up. It's no, it's not. We don't have it yet. But we'll find it. But get into it's about turning your sales team into leaders. I like from and to. Try that.
But it's not even the leaders though, because I mean the leaders are part of it, but most of them is that the leaders are having a hard time because most of the people quit before they get started. So it's not even turn them into leaders; it's turning into just consultants.
Well, just focus on what they become. They quit before they even get started is the problem, but what is the solution? We need a name for the solution. I don't see it here yet. Okay? Does that make sense? You call it a proven strategy. What is that strategy? And that's where
I haven't got it for you.
Make it up, girl. Make it up.
No, I was thinking that my strategy was really going to be revolving around the mindset. They really need to just stop looking at everything they do.
Creating a mindset for successful sales, or play around with that idea, right? Creating your successful mindset. I had a speech title that I thought was really terrific, and it was called Finding Happiness When You're Fat, Broke, and Surrounded by Idiots. And it was for a women's group. And both times I pitched it, they said, no, we don't want to be negative and call our attendees fat or suggesting. So they don't want the problem in the title, just say it. Okay, moving on. And you can see this video. All right, let me go to Risa. Risa, how are you?
Muted.
Start your later. So hi, how you doing?
Hi, Risa. What are you working on?
To tell you the truth, I gave a full week seminar this week. So when I do that, my mind is kind of shifted over to that, and so I'm listening attentively, and that's it. I'll speak with you next time.
Are you sure? Okay, I just want to know what your goals are.
Oh, I would say that once we wrote the talk last week, I realized that that's pretty good, and I can make it funnier. So I'm being lightweight this week. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of my.
All right. Okay, that's just fine. That's just fine. Victoria. Let me just move to Victoria. Then I'm coming back to Sean in one moment. Sean. So Victoria. It's been a crazy day. All right, let me call.
My middle name.
All right, Victoria. I read what you sent me, Victoria. Okay, here it is. Oh no, there it is. Okay, let me just get this here, Oh, geez, hold it just 1 second, sorry. Okay. Okay, So, Victoria, I read what you sent me, and it's fantastic. But weren't you going to send me the story?
The story is in there now.
Okay.
I inserted the short.
All right.
I just sent you one today. Did you?
Yeah, I saw that speech with the story TEDx structure. Is that what you sent me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Share. Okay. Okay. So we have, can you see it here? Right? So we have this, we have all of this. And to let you in this, okay, here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, great. Oh, here it is. Okay, great. All right. So the story goes from here. Born in the early 19th, was raised by her traditional Jewish family, age 8, when her parents died. She and her older sister were sent to, for 2 years, they lived in peace. Their immediate event and the characteristics of aged, okay. All right. So let me show you how to write a story. Okay. This is a story, and everybody, this will help everybody who ever wants to write a story. When we write a story, these are facts. She was born here, she was raised here, and then she went to an orphan, and it's all, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and then this happened. That's not a story. Does that make sense? That's a bunch of facts put together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, we start a story with scenes. The story is a collection of scenes. So if you say she was born in early 1930s ago, who's in the scene? You do the scene of her being born, but otherwise you don't need to put that in. Does that mean, so where do we want to start this? We should start it, she's in an orphanage, right?
Oh, no, not when she was born.
You have to go, what are the scenes? A scene takes place in a place, and there are other people. All right, so we started with orphanage.
Oh, no, but then it's at 8 years old.
Okay, but that's where we can start it. Let's just say we started in the orphanage.
Okay.
Okay, so my mother was in the orphan, okay? She was in an orphanage, right? Mm-hmm. And the most important thing we have to do right away, what does she want? What does she want? Because if you don't have a character, your mother's the hero of the story, right? And she's trying to get something. What does she want?
She wants the parents to be loved and to care for.
My mother usually wants, she's, with her sister, right? Mm-hmm. And where is this orphanage? Where is it?
It's in Belarus.
Oh, Belarus?
Yeah.
That's where my grandmother was. Belarus. Where is it? Minsk?
No, it was in Little Village.
Little village, little town, little village, right? Mm-hmm. What was it like there? What's the orphanage, Okay, their immediate family visited them. Caretakers were extremely kind, right? Mm-hmm. But what does she want?
She wants love of her parents.
So does she want to be adopted?
No, she doesn't know what she wants. She's 8 years old. She's in shock. She just lost her parents. Yes. So what does she want? If you don't have what she wants, you do not have a story. She wants to have a family. Yes. She wants a family. Yeah. Right? Right. Now you're saying 2 years I lived in peace. That's not a story. She's crying every night, and all she has is her sister. Yeah.
And her sister and her huddle together and they hold each other and they tell stories. You know, now they had immediate family who visited them
Yeah,
constantly.
cousins visited her.
No. How did she feel? They visited and she's going, please, can I come live with you? Please, please. You know,
They couldn't take.
well, we need the scene.
Mm.
It's all a scene, right? In other words, you want to picture like you're writing a movie and you don't just say they lived in peace. That doesn't mean anything. And how can somebody live in peace when their parents just died and the family comes to visit them and leaves them in the crappy orphanage? So is your mom still alive, right?
Right. Yeah.
You need to ask her what happened in that friggin' orphanage to tell her the story of the orphanage.
Mm.
That's your first step.
Okay.
And her sister was sent away. Hey, get out of here.
No,
what do you mean? She was adopted? I
No,
mean,
she was into summer camp for the summer.
uh-huh.
No, not
Okay. Okay. So we have this broken girl just wanting to be loved. You know, she's in this little we need to have, I need to picture it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you need to go, what does the orphanage look like? How large was it? How much clothes did you have when your parents died? Who got all their belongings? You need to get the story. So start with your mother. First step, the orphanage. What did it look like? Okay. She was sent to camp, right?
Summer.
And then, yeah, and then having her carrier having families that left her with the orphans, the end was up to save their own lives. All right. Fighting that she thought she could feel surrounded by streets littered with dead bodies. Did she walk on these streets and see the dead bodies?
When she was running away from the orphanage, yeah.
But you need to have it. She's your hero of the story. Mm-hmm. So I need to see what she sees when she sees it. Okay? Does that make sense? So I'm so happy you're writing this. This is so awesome. But what did you want? What was going on what does she remember from that orphanage? Okay?
Mm-hmm. So it has to be in a speech. I was trying to concise it because it's only like 15 minute speech. But
I see.
Yeah, to make it elaborate more.
But all I'm saying is it's not written as a story. It's written, surrounded by streets littered with dead bodies. The sound of bombs it's like, where was she when she heard the bombs? Did she see the dead body? She's like, she had to hold her head because the whole place would shake because of the bombs. It has to be like you are there, okay? Mm-hmm. Because you're kind of describing it, and we can do that, but right now it's so detached. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what happens is a girl wants love. But she has the love of her sister. She holds, and then she loses that. Next thing you know, she has, caretakers and she attaches to them. Then she loses that. So it's about a girl trying to get a family and love. Okay? Mm-hmm. When all this hits. And I think that's your message, is that we need to become a family of humans and care for everybody and not separate each other because you're Jewish and I'm Muslim, or you're from Mexico and I'm from America, and that means your life doesn't matter and mine does. We need to start embracing people as family. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so start just rewriting it. Be in her body, be like her, put in what she sees and what she saw, what she's feeling. All right? Okay. Because I don't have feeling in here.
That TED Talk should be like under 18 minutes. Right?
We could do it quick. Mm-hmm. All right. When are you doing this?
I have to write it first. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we can do it. It's just fine. All right.
Do you know my goals are?
What are your goals?
I decided to make animation like that. I got inspired by Ask Dr. Ruth, and she has a documentary done about her. And
Really?
half of it is animation. Yeah, it's on Hulu. So I got inspired by that. Now I'm looking for 3D animators, and maybe got funding
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Let's get this story then. If you're doing animation, then obviously it has to be what we picture.
I want it for kids like 6 to 10 years old.
That's wonderful. All right, let me just move on. Sean, I'm going to come back to you. All right, Sean, what do we have?
Well, what I wrote was applying for jobs becomes an unpaid job because each application requires a resume and then entering the info from the resume again across like 100 different pages, which should take 5 minutes, takes about 50 minutes for each application. You know how one dog year is like 7 people years, one job year is like 10 normal people years.
Okay, great. Okay, and what scene are we headed towards? So, okay, let's go on. What's the next thing you have? What's the next thing you have? So you said you had 10 things.
Personality test, and how you know they make you do it, and then it's
okay. What we're missing here is what is the emotion? Personality are so hardware scary stupid. You have no joke unless you have an attitude. So they're stupid because, and now I need a reason why they're stupid. Right now you're describing what happens, but the word hard, oh my God, dating is so hard when you're overweight. It is just so hard. I have a big belief. Don't try to get in someone else's pants until you can get into your own, okay? So, you know, it's like you want to go.
With saying like about how you hate it?
Hardware, scary, stupid. Hard, weird, scary, stupid. Do you know, it's like if you listen to, if you want to do stand-up, like Chris Rock is like amazing. I mean, listen to this. You know, every single joke has a very specific attitude. So that's why I said, what's really hard for you and why is that hard? So you want to kind of rant with that. Give me some others you have. Go ahead.
Dressing appropriately, because you can be criticized for overdressed and underdressed. So it's scary. You never know if they're gonna say you're wearing too nice of clothes or you're dressing too casually.
Okay, good. Now, when you write this, you're writing setups now, and that one's great. It's like, how do you know what to wear, you know? And then you just go, oh shit. And then you reveal what the job is for. It's like, I don't know. It's a job I'm doing for standing on a street corner with this dressed as a chicken. I don't know. Should I put the thing on my head or what? You know, it's like, then reveal what the job is for. Like, it's really hard. What's really hard is figure out what to wear for these job interviews. You know, like, am I overdressed? Am I underdressed? And then I realized at the interview, it's for a job where I'm dressed up as a Chick-fil-A and standing on a corner twirling the side. Why am I so freaking worried, you know? So what else do you have?
I was writing cover letters because they're just weird. I mean, they want you to basically write what you're going to say in the interview. Shouldn't the resume get you into the interview? Then you can have a conversation. So you never want to put too much or too little. And
all right, let's get off of this. I think what's hard is when you're unemployed, Are you married or single?
Single.
I think it's really hard dating when you're unemployed because you're at a party and everybody asks you that fucking question, what is it that you do? And it's like, I'm a writer, actually. I'm a writer. So you want to get to a scene where you're with someone.
I answer.
What?
I say, what do? I avoid questions.
Yeah. So obviously I'm going to be single for a long time. So you really want to get to what emotionally is hard. And I think it's feeling like a failure, you know, and then being caught like a failure. It's like, you know, because and the kind of what's really hard is making up all the lies and then keeping them straight if you're dating people.
Right.
And then it's like, you know, or do you know what's really hard? It's like trying to figure out, you know, how to make what you do sound more important. Write those down because I think those would really lead to things for you. It's hard dating. It's hard explaining to someone what you do when you're unemployed. It's hard to make what your menial part-time job sound really super important. It's weird how everybody does this.
Right.
I'm a consultant for, you know, and write the joke. Okay. And then what you can do, but I think you really need to get the format of stand-up down, which is, you know, a setup with what is really hard, weird, scary, stupid. And if you go online, Sean, you can see in the modules things that will really, really help you write jokes. So why don't you commit to doing 3 of those and bring it in 2 weeks, like 3 of the videos, and do that. And try and do the video module on act outs, because that's really good, because that's what you have to get to. We're going to just join together, and what I'd really like you guys to do is to communicate to each other what you're going to be doing in 2 weeks. Like, I want to hear a commitment of what you're going to be doing. So I'm just going to break you up into groups, okay? And let's see, maybe some of you will here. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, so I'm going to put Lori and Risa together. I'm going to put Sean and Victoria together. And Annabelle, you stay here with me, and go to the rooms and spend 10 minutes talking to each other and having someone else to commit. What are you going to be doing for the next 2 weeks? Okay. Okay, this is for your speech, Annabelle. If the world is, give the example from the Obama administration, what women did. And if the world isn't hearing your message, if you can't get heard, we women need to validate other women's expressions. Like, for instance, you're at a meeting and another woman, you know, has an idea. You know, validate it, repeat it, and then it would get heard. I think, you know, Annabelle's idea is fantastic. I agree. It would be really good to have a suggestion box and give an employee of the month. That is a great idea. So that would be a good call to action. You need a very specific call to action that we can do. Stop arguing, cutting. We need to stick together. I feel that would be, you know, because people think to become a legend, we have to stand out. To become a legend means feeling powerful within ourselves, powerful enough to validate and support other women. Just a thought. All right, you guys. So I'll see you in a couple weeks. Does anybody have any last minute questions about anything? I am going to leave this open, and you can share ideas or do what you want, you know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Judy, if I make I have this half-hour private with you. So if I make it now, what would we work on so I could prepare for that?
I think we should work on your mother's story.
The story. Okay.
But I think you need to interview her with a little more detail.
Okay.
And ask her, how did she feel What did she want? How did you feel? What was going on? Not just, I did this and I did that and she did that. But that's not a story. A story has emotion in it. A character with great longing, with obstacles that get in her way. All right, you guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna turn this off. I will publish this.
Nice to see you.
John, good to join us. And you can email me some stuff that, you know, and then it's best to work on stuff that is written down. Okay? All right. You guys.